right to the chase here. And I'm going to let you know I'm making chicken lo mein with broccoli, because that's how I like mine. There really isn't anything else I can say. It's self-explanatory. Really delicious, quick meal to make, and it heats up very well the next day and even the day after. So some of the things you're going to need. First, you're going to need some chicken breasts, skinless, boneless. You're going to rinse them and pat them dry. And then you're going to do as I'm doing right now. You're going to cut it into strips. Unless you have thin chicken breasts, you don't really have to worry about going through this process. Just cut them into small pieces. When your breast is thick, like mine were, you're going to want to cut them into small pieces, bite size, so that you're not having too much chicken into one bite. Some of the other things you're going to need is wok. You need a wok, okay? If you're going to start cooking Asian food, any kind of Chinese food, a wok is necessary. It gives you enough cooking space, and the sides are pretty high, and you can easily saute many things at once. You know, you're not having to worry about running out of space as you would with a frying pan. You're going to want some wok oil and some sesame seed oil. Two of one of the most main components in any Chinese dish, especially the wok oil. You can substitute and use vegetable oil, but I'm telling you, you're not going to get the flavor, because wok oil is essentially flavored with ginger, garlic, a little bit of onion, and the sesame, obviously, is a nutty flavored oil. These are traditional flavors of Chinese food. So you're also going to need fish sauce. I don't even want to hear you say, oh my God, that's disgusting. I don't eat fish, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Because if you've eaten Chinese food at a restaurant, you have either, one, eaten the food with fish sauce, or two, with oyster sauce. It doesn't have that extremely fishy taste, if that's what you're thinking. I mean, it's there. It's almost the same thing as having Caesar salad that has anchovy in it. You probably had no idea. Most people don't. So, those are some of the things you're going to need. You're also going to need some soy sauce, which most people have, sugar, etc., etc. I like bean sprouts in mine, and I also love broccoli in mine. A lot of people like it traditional with just the lo mein and chicken, and that's okay too. It's your choice. So continue cutting your chicken up into small pieces this way, and then I'll show you the very next step. The next step here is mincing some garlic. Okay, you want it finely minced because you don't want big pieces of garlic in your lo mein. And another reason why you want them finely minced is because it's a fast cooking dish. Alright, so what's going to happen is if you have big chunks of garlic, it's not fully going to saute, and then you're going to have raw garlic in your dish. Chop them and mince them very finely. I'll show you the next step. So what we have here is just a mixture of some soy sauce, chicken broth, and a little bit of rice wine vinegar. Once you have all your soy sauce and your chicken broth and your sugars incorporated, you're just going to want to mix it up vigorously, because you want it to kind of dissolve into the liquid, the sugar part of the sauce. Alright, so keep mixing up until you no longer see the sugar, and we're going to start sauteing some garlic in our wok. I've used the wok oil and the sesame seed oil. It has a pretty high smoking point, so when you're working with it, you're going to want to work pretty quickly because you don't want your garlic to burn. You're just going to keep moving it around your wok, and you're going to saute it until it's fragrant. I mean, as you can see clearly here, my temperature's at a medium low, and there's smoke coming off of the pan. And you still see my garlic's not burning. It's just how high the temperature can get with these oils. Pretty high. So you're going to saute these, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add in your vegetables. I'm choosing broccoli because I just love broccoli as a vegetable. You can choose any vegetables that work for your family. You don't have to always choose the same vegetables that are in recipes. So switch it out. You know, if you want to add in carrots or slices of onions or, you know, anything really, it's your choice. Be creative. Do what works best for your family. So once you're done sauteing this for about 3 to 5 minutes together, you're going to actually remove it out of the wok to give yourself some room to saute your chicken. Well, I've removed my broccoli and garlic from the wok, and I've added in a little more wok oil with some sesame seed oil, and now I'm going to saute my chicken. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but you do need to lightly salt your chicken. And I know that seems kind of crazy because there's soy sauce in here and chicken broth and fish sauce. Don't know if I mentioned that earlier, which all tend to be kind of salty. But the problem is no matter what you throw on top of meat, if it is not seasoned in some way beforehand, it's still going to taste under-seasoned. So now here I'm adding a little bit of more wok oil because you're just gonna add as much as you need to, to saute your chicken. You don't want to add in a whole bunch and then it be greasy. Start off with a little. If you need a little more, then add in a little more. So you're gonna do this until all of your chicken is fully cooked and browned on all sides, and then I'll show you what you do next. All right, so I've added in the liquid portion, as you can see right there. It looks thin, but don't worry, we're gonna fix that in a moment. I've added in the sauce part with the spaghetti. I don't know if I stated it earlier, but it's best to use thin spaghetti. It has more closer to the texture of the thin lo mein noodles that you can find in Asian markets. So what you're basically going to do is you're going to take some cold water with some cornstarch and you're going to whisk it vigorously. And then you're going to do that because you don't want to just throw the cornstarch in to your sauce because it's going to clump up. Mixing it with cold water prevents that from happening. So now you put it into your sauce and then you bring it up to a boil, and that's going to get the sauce thickened, and what it's going to do, it's going to coat the pasta, the vegetables, and the chicken. So bring that up to a boil, but as you're doing that, make sure you're mixing your food around with a spoon or tongs, which I'll probably switch over to, because you don't want it to stick to the bottom, because as it gets thick, it's going to, that sugar part of the sauce is going to start coming through, and you don't want it to stick to the bottom of your wok. Well, obviously the sauce has thickened, and as you can see, it started to look a little bit darker than before. You want to just make sure your sauce does get thick, okay? Because or else it won't coat your pasta. It's not going to coat the chicken or the vegetables, and then you're just going to get really a bowl of, bland food. So even as I move the food aside with the tongs, you can see that the sauce has become thicker. All right, so I'm going to show you what it looks like plated, and I promise you this is absolutely delicious. You're going to love it. Chicken lo mein. I'm telling you right now, once you try this recipe, you are going to be addicted to just making Chinese food in general. You're going to realize how easy it is. You're going to realize that this is actually, believe it or not, after seeing all the soy sauce, etc. that I use, is still a lighter version. Because some lo meins that I see, they come, delivered to you so dark and full of soy sauce, it's actually extremely unhealthy. I'm not saying that this is a healthy meal, but it's better than eating out. Alright guys, well if you liked the recipe and you enjoy my videos, just share them around to your friends, subscribe to my channel, and click like on my videos. All of them. Every single one. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.